Ignore the poor quality of the last meme edit for me, why don't you? Anyways, whose idea was it at Nintendo HQ to allow such a silly and bizarre combination of ideas to successfully get passed by any of the executives? What am I talking about exactly? Well, you clicked on the video, so you better know very well what I'm talking about. Nah, I'm just playing with you. I'm not gonna be that mean. I'm talking about Nintendo. Oh, come on! It's in the title of the video. Anyhow, today's topic is going to be on the concept and creation of the long-lost, but not forgotten, Nintendo's trend known as the Amiibo cards. Then again, Amiibos themselves are a trend anyway. Again, I put the main question in the title of the video, so anyone with half of a brain cell should be able to figure out that this video is going to be talking about Amiibo cards. Okay, guys, maybe I'm being a bit harsh here, and I'm sorry about that. I'll clean up my act. And I love you all, so don't kill me, please. Let's get into the video, shall we? Okay, so basically Amiibo cards are Nintendo's revelation on how to save money in plastic. I'm pretty sure that was the intent for Nintendo, to make more money off of Amiibo sales in the cheapest way possible. Or maybe they're onto something, perhaps. Like, maybe they're trying to actually flood the Amiibo market with nothing but Animal Crossing Amiibo, so they figure that selling the Animal Crossing Amiibo in a different way will get a different reaction from the fans in order to enslave all of okay. That theory was a bit of a stretch. Though, in all seriousness, Amiibo cards were an interesting and, dare I say it, great idea slash concept. If you really think about it for a second, the only reason why Amiibo cards are looked upon as kind of gimmicky is because the Amiibo cards that exist already. You see, when you only mostly have Amiibo cards of Amiibo that are flooding the market, like Animal Crossing Amiibo for example, unlike releasing new Amiibo cards that need a re-release of some kind due to rarity and demand, then most people are not going to buy the Amiibo cards. The appeal is just not big and strong enough to span and become successful. Then again, the last thing we need is for Nintendo to release more Amiibo cards to enslave us all. If Nintendo were to in fact release more highly sought after Amiibo in card form over re-releasing them as plastic figures, then I would mostly be supportive for them. Oh ho, but don't you worry, we'll get into the unofficial Amiibo cards later in the video. For now though, onto the functionalities of these cards.
My cakes will be— Shut up, you!
Right, I said it before and I'll say it again for those who are curious or just half deaf. What do these Amiibo cards even do? Well, just like the Amiibo, they give you stuff in-game. The primary face of the Amiibo cards is the plague of Amiibo collecting itself, Animal Crossing. Yes, you've probably heard me bring up Animal Crossing Amiibo cards as the primary punching bag for some time now in this video, and possibly in other videos too. And that's due to the fact that you really cannot associate God, never mind my grammar. Let's just move on. Point being, the term Amiibo cards and Animal Crossing should get married due to how many people associate the two together. Why is that exactly? Well, there are, no joke, over 400 total Animal Crossing Amiibo cards and counting currently. What? And I thought Animal Crossing Amiibo figures were bad already. This is just ridiculous. Well, good luck to those hardcore Amiibo collectors, I guess, because if you thought you'd have the figures completed, you, my friends, are missing out on the 400 plus Amiibo cards on the Amiibo lineup too, mate. Alright, we're getting way off track here. Back to the usages in-game. Well, let's start with the Animal Crossing Amiibo. Well, to put it simply, the features of the Animal Crossing Amiibo all revolve around two things: giving you an in-game furniture and etc., and allowing the Amiibo character scanned to live in your hometown with you. So, basically Nintendo's version of Webkins. No, seriously, they're basically almost a dead exact same thing in concept as Webkins, except if you were to just rip the scan tag off of the Webkins plushie and leave the plush for your dog to tear to shreds. Anywho, as far as I've seen, that's what the majority of characters scan do, along with some other features that I've heard of revolving around in-game items being given to you, a desert to explore, and minigame unlocks too. The Animal Crossing Amiibo cards lineup was mostly made specifically for the 3DS game Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, similarly to Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival on Wii U. And much like Amiibo Festival, it was overall a valiant attempt, but it never really picked up a solid following outside of die-hard Amiibo collectors and Animal Crossing fans. Alright, now that I've explained the basics of the Animal Crossing Amiibo cards, let's talk about literally the only other unofficial Amiibo card series that currently exists, not including the Japanese Hello Kitty Animal Crossing crossover cards at least. That being the lineup of Super Mario Sports Superstars on 3DS. Of course, Mario had to have their own Amiibo cards too. The Mario series is basically everything under the sun regarding video games. Unlike Animal Crossing Amiibo cards, Mario Sports Superstars cards only had a total run of 90 cards total, but each having 18 Mario characters on them performing different sports events. These cards were used in-game to give your chosen character an in-game stat boost in the form of a star boost. Once 3 Amiibo are scanned, it even unlocks a certain superstar mode for you too. Geez, to be honest, these in-game abilities aren't the coolest things in the world in my opinion, but then again I realize we've stooped down on the level of Amiibo cards and not figurines, so I guess the functionalities in the game get a little pass from my usual criticisms. Now, some other Amiibo cards I forgot to mention before the correction elitists come in and protest is that there's 2 other Amiibo cards in existence, known as the Shadow Mewtwo Amiibo card from Pokken Tournament, giving you a temporary unlock from the Wii U version of a special unlock in the Switch version, and the Mario Cereal Amiibo kind of card, which gives you 3 coins or something lousy like that. Know what these 2 have in common? They both suck. Notice how the only 2 series of Amiibo cards, not including Shadow Mewtwo Mario Cereal cards of course, are for 3DS games primarily, if not exclusively for 3DS? Well, now how in the world are you going to even scan these things? For those who happen to be lucky enough to own a newer model of the 3DS, however, you guys will almost likely be exclaiming in the video by now, that's easy. That's just a special scanner on the 3DS that lets you scan your Amiibo. Easy as pie. Well, how about you tell that to me and anyone else who has a pre-2015 3DS? By now you'll probably be saying, well, just buy a 3DS reader for your model of 3DS. Actually, you've got a point there. But here's what it will cost you if you don't have this stuff. With the new 3DS or the old 3DS with the kind of hard to find converter, the Amiibo cards, the games or games compatible with the cards, and assuming that we're talking about secondary market prices here, it'll run you close to $250 at cheapest, all just to read these pieces of cardboard, as if spending the chunk of change wasn't already cancerous enough with the plastic figure models. Now believe it or not, speaking of rarity with Amiibos as spoken earlier in the video, there were actual attempts at giving Amiibo cards rarities too. There are existing Amiibo cards that have some decent value behind them due to certain circumstances making them rarer than others, such as the Shadow Mewtwo Amiibo card due to exclusiveness and pre-orders of Pokken on Wii U, and the Hello Kitty packs which are exclusive to Japan, I'm pretty sure. Now that that's quickly out of the way, onto the segment that most of you are probably here for, the bootleg Amiibo cards.
This is illegal, you know.
Say, you having trouble finding that one variant of Corrin Player 2 at all? Like most of us? Well, little did most Amiibo enthusiasts know, there exists Amiibo cards. No, not the kind we've been talking about in the video. Homebrew Amiibo cards, the unofficial kind. You know, the kinds with the weird picture of the character you want scanning on it? Okay, this is gonna be pretty tough talking about this segment in the video without not promoting borderline illegal activity itself. Despite this, I'll give my best thoughts and info on it without putting anyone in danger. I mean, I totally understand the reason behind most people doing it. With the scarcities of the different Amiibo you'd be looking for in the wild, some are just bound to get impatient and search for these alternatives. Plus, most don't have the time or cash to dump on a $50 Ocarina of Time Link variant Amiibo you wanted for Christmas, but only to have your grandma to get you something completely unrelated instead. Yes, the Amiibo business isn't just big with the official material, it's also present with the bootleg side of Amiibo collecting too. Considering Nintendo hasn't done any re-releases of rarer and more expensive Amiibo, the Nintendo community has taken it in their own hands, mostly starting to boom upon the release of Breath of the Wild about 2 years ago, when it was seemingly impossible to find Legend of Zelda Amiibo of any kind anywhere in the world except for in scalpers' hands. So many flocked to the lucrative idea of selling customized Amiibo cards for much cheaper online en masse versus buying them from scalper price. I'm not sure if that's really all okay with Nintendo, if you know what I mean, and I certainly don't plan to encourage or influence anyone's buying decisions here, but you know, oh well, it happened. Later down the road, as this loophole got more popular, there came special apps made to help people create their own Amiibo cards right at their own home. There are too many tutorial videos for this online as far as I'm concerned though, so if you do some digging you'll surely come across a bit of them. Wait a second. Maybe Nintendo is making the apps in secret instead of independent people and companies like it's claimed. Maybe they're in the next step of enslaving human Oh, really? Really, me? We're going back to that lame joke again. God, this channel's going down the trash. We all know it by now, Amiibo cards are literally just as good as McDonald's Happy Meal toys, functionality-wise and quality. Eventually it'll be left on shelves as dust collectors. I think it's really a cool idea, but it should have been done better. I think a cool idea Nintendo should have done is if they were given the cards themselves an outer function, like a card game of sorts like Yu-Gi-Oh!, instead of being exclusively in-game tools. Or, another great idea is for Nintendo to just not make them anymore. Yeah, that idea sounds terrific too. All creative minds aside, guys, I hope this video was as entertaining as fun to watch as you planned for it to be, despite the video being rather long. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, or whether or not you have any specific opinion to unleash on your screen. With all that being announced, I'll see you guys in my next video, most likely. Bye.
You